Good evening. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and ConciergeBullion.com in lovely Lauderdale by the Sea. Nothing changes. 84 degrees out there. Man, it's warm. Hot day today as well. You'd think we're getting into our winter months, but not quite yet. Still having some of those really hot days, but any of you folks that lived in Florida for quite some time like I have understand how our weather works. And as well as you folks that live outside of our state, you know how your weather works. And sometimes it's not always the way you want it. Hot, hot, hot. Living wills, folks. I'm going through something right now. If you watched last night's video, my father is currently having some issues right now. And, you don't know what the future carries. Even for myself, I'm getting into my 60s and stuff like that here. And I learned a little while ago how important things like living wills are and those type of things. What does this have to do with the price of gold and silver? Nothing, but I'm just sharing a little bit of experience that I'm incurring right now in myself. And many of you who have commented in my comments section here from last night's video, you've been through it already. You know exactly what goes on when the people that you love very much pass away. Whether you love them or not, family is family. And when family passes away, the kind of things that you need. But living wills, folks, I'm glad I got a head start on this about a year ago. And even when you have a head start on it, you may not always have everything under wraps. But no less, I'm recommending to all my gold and silver peeps out there that have families and have kids and stuff like that, that you get involved with getting a living will together and get involved with a some kind of estate planning or trust planning in the future. There's a lot of different things you can do. It's not cheap. You're going to spend about $2,500 or more to get a good plan together, depending on the size of the estate of your parents, but and yourself as well. Because I got to tell you something. You don't want to put your kids through, if you have kids, grandkids, whatever, if you have kids, you don't want to put your kids through a bunch of unnecessary bullshit that has to do with probate, all the nonsense that goes with probate, and all that is just government trying to get their little piece of the action there or make sure that they get some money, as well as attorneys. And I got to say one thing, my attorney is awesome dude, but the only thing that probate does is it makes the government rich and or the attorneys rich. In my case, I happen to get a great attorney. I recommend that you find a good attorney to do living wills, and you find a good attorney to do things that kind of plan for unforeseen circumstances for ourselves, myself included. This is something I got to get done here fairly shortly, and as well as your parents and people that are getting in the elderly years where things might happen. What has it got to do with the price of gold and silver? A lot, because if you want to preserve your gold and silver, you better not give your money away to governments and attorneys. So, and the same thing applies to your kids. Don't put them through a big hassle by not having this stuff planned ahead of time. Well, anyways, and again, fortunately for me and my father, we've had things planned pretty good for a little while now. We've had this discussion, both my father and I. And it may be your mother or your father, and in my case, my father pretty much made all the financial decisions, and it's, again, stuff you got to take care of if you've got parents that are getting into the elderly years, if you want to avoid probate and you want to avoid unnecessary bullshit. All right, let's get into, again, just kind of relating what I'm going through and experiences that I'm having right now. To the folks that haven't been through it yet, and for you folks that have, and many of people that commented in my video last night, you've been through it already. So this is stuff that you want to pass along to other people out there as you get older. All right, what's going on out there right now? Gold and silver. Gold just getting hammered down to 1630, lower than that mid-16 range. Fucking bargain at these prices. Silver sitting in the mid-19 dollar range, and platinum sitting above that $19 or $900 mark. I keep saying $1,900 mark. It'll be there at some point. And what has that got to do with anything? Nothing, folks. These prices you see right here are pure freaking fantasy. Pure paper. Let's call it pure, I don't know about palladium, but pure paper fantasy. That's what these numbers are. Paper fantasy, paper fantasy, paper fantasy. What does that mean to you? Well, if you're still in the position to buy gold, silver, and platinum in their physical form and not pay too much of a high premium for them, these are bargain basement frickin' prices. All right, I'm going to get into what you should stay away from and what you should or should not buy. Right now, actually, we're going to get into, as you know, my company, Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, and ConciergeBullion.com. ConciergeBullion.com is for people that are buying larger amounts of gold and silver. Commercial Rare Coins is our local brick and mortar that sells anywhere from $1 worth of silver and gold to millions of dollars worth of gold and silver. We advertise to beat SD Bullion, APMEX, and JM Bullion. And along with for you local folks out here that come visit Commercial Rare Coins, we'll beat the local dealers as well. As far as silver and gold out there, and I'm not going to talk too much about platinum. I think platinum is just the most unloved metal of all out there. All I can say is, what do you do when a commodity is mostly unloved? Most of the smart investment people out there, you buy unloved commodities, and that's my opinion with platinum. It's just super cheap. When it's going to have its day, I don't know, but it's bargain basement prices at these levels for sure. Same with gold and silver as well, but platinum especially, unloved, unloved, unloved. Again, my little spiel here, I will beat SD Bullion, APMEX, and JM Bullion on their prices out there on precious metals. Only on products that are like worthy of buying for stackers out there. Not shiny shit, not stuff that has a high premium, but bars and that kind of thing. Available silver products, I'm going to go into what you should buy and should not buy. You should not buy Britannias at $27 each. You should not buy 90% at these levels. You should not buy any 90%. Let's see what you should not buy Canadian maples. You should buy 100-ounce silver bars. You should buy 100-ounce. That's not too bad either. But again, I'd go with the generic before I went in JM bars. But again, a lot has to depend with availability, what people have available. 249 is basically, that's not a bad deal for 10-ounce bars. But still, I'd rather buy the 100-ounce bars at $23 per ounce. And by the way, I'm using SD Bullion as an example out there because they have a wonderful website. They're a wonderful company, and they're very competitive, and they have good prices. People say, well, why would you say that, Brian? And I say this, some of you folks can probably repeat me now, but why would you say this about this company, Brian? Well, you know why? Because I can beat their prices anyway. If you live in South Florida, or if you're buying more than 100 ounces of gold, more than 1,500 ounces of silver, I will beat SD Bullion, and they're a wonderful company, as prices on all their products out there in gold and silver. Well, not all their products. There's some products I wouldn't even want to stock. Why am I going to stock 1-ounce Britannias and sell them to you guys at $27, $28 a piece? I'm not going to do that. If you want to buy Britannias and overpriced stuff, go to SD Bullion. I'm not going to sell you overpriced crap here at Commercial Rare Coins or ConciergeBullion.com. Best deals, again, are 100-ounce bars. However, I still have a good line. I have no more 1-ounce Buffaloes in stock right now, generic Buffaloes at spot plus 415. However, I have a big deal coming in sometime soon, so if you want to pre-order, I could still get them for you for a spot plus 415 while that lasts. Again, that'll beat the prices of all SD Bullion products out here. 1/10, I'll beat that price. I have 1/10, but at $5.45, that's $50 an ounce, folks. It's too much. But if you want some for novelty purposes, I definitely have them in stock. I'll beat that price as well. Some products, some shiny shit and overpriced stuff I do have in the store, which I'll beat the pants off of SD Bullion. And again, SD Bullion, I think, is more competitive out there right now than JM and APMEX. I got to just stop including APMEX in this deal. Not that they're not a good company, but they're just not as competitive as SD and JM Bullion out there. And again, folks, my little advertising here, I'll beat their prices as well. All right, let's get into what the better products are in stock in gold. Let's take a look here. Gold products in stock. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know how to operate a website. In stock gold. Let me just go down the line. Don't buy them. Don't buy them. And people are going to say, well, Brian, that's a great price. But 10-ounce bars are much harder to sell. You're better off, if you can, buying the 1-ounce increments, as long as the premium is not much higher than 10 ounces. Here's an example where I believe that, I mean, if you're a a whale or you've got millions of dollars to buy in gold and silver, at some point you don't need 1 ounce increments. The same thing I say with silver. You need to have larger bars so you're not paying too much of a premium for your overall investment. So 10 ounce gold bars and larger, probably kilo gold bars for the people out there that would be considered whales buying large quantities of gold. I'd recommend those with a certain amount of 1 ouncers just to have that ability to turn them into, not to have to sell a large bar at one time, smaller increments. That would be for people that are buying larger amounts. People that are buying smaller amounts, stay the frick away from 10 ounce bars. Stay away from American Gold Eagle. Stay away from $20 gold pieces. Best deal out there really is 1 ounce gold bars. Again, they don't have them, but I'll beat that price. Well, no, that's a ridiculous. Whenever these companies don't have it in stock, they show a stupid low price. So if you, they would never sell it at that price if they had it in stock right now. They just show that to be competitive. And again, nothing wrong with that. That's just marketing, folks. What else? What's the best deal out there? It's still 1 ounce gold bars and cards. I can beat that price. That's the best deal out there. The next best deal out there is probably going to be Krugerrands if you can find them. And some other products that we have in the store at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and ConciergeBullion.com. So don't hesitate to call us if you're looking for a good deal. Well, what else? Listen, last night's video was kind of about my father. If you couldn't tell, my father is not doing so well, and I guess we all have to deal with this. And I have my up and down moments about this. Been a kind of a long road. Again, I can't stress the importance of having a living will and the importance of having your finances planned in advance for your children and just for yourself. You know what I mean? To make sure your money, when you pass away, the last people you want to see to get your money is the government and attorneys. I love my attorney, by the way. He's a great guy. No disrespect to a lot of good attorneys out there, but there's a lot of sleazy ass, greedy fucking attorneys out there. So the last thing you do is you want your money going to some greedy fucking attorneys out there, or to the government. Greedy bastards they are. So that's why it's important to have good plans when you pass away, especially if you have kids. Even if you don't have kids, damn. If you don't have kids and you're worth $1 million, have a plan, man. Do you want your money going to the state? These fucking idiots at the state? Would you rather have your money going to the cat or dog? The cat or dog farm, where homeless dogs and cats go, or something like that. Wouldn't you rather have your money go to someplace like that than the fucking idiots, these greedy attorneys? Again, not all of them. A good attorney will give you good advice and not suck a lot of money out of you, especially in these kinds of circumstances. Or the government, who doesn't care how they get the money. Anyway, can't stress enough how important it is to have a good plan before you pass away, folks. And also, if you still have your parents around, make sure they have a good plan. It's really important to them and yourselves. I can't thank you guys enough last night. I felt bad about putting that video out. It almost felt like a pity video, which I hate. I hate pity videos. I just kind of wanted to share what's going on with my life. And I don't know, I guess that's what these videos have really become. It's just sharing my experience, sharing, maybe part of my day as well. And things that I think are important to you folks out there that that listen to me. So, hey, thanks for listening, and I really appreciate all you guys are great, giving blessings to me and my family, and the best to my father, and the best to myself, and all that. You're wonderful. I really appreciate you, especially you guys that just are my consistent audience out there, and the people that I constantly give kudos to. Wayne, all you folks. Well, anyway, family first, 100% Rob F, 100%. Family is first. Family and your friends. If you take care of your family and friends, that circle gets bigger and bigger. If they take care of their family and friends, and they take care of their family and friends, the whole world will be better off. Well, listen, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and ConciergeBullion.com. If you live anywhere in the continental U.S., you're looking to do larger deals in silver and gold, I will beat the pants off of SD Bullion, Atmex Bullion, JM Bullion, the big boys out there like Miles Franklin and the other guys too. I'll beat their prices. You want to do a large deal and you got a lot of money, I'll work with you, man. I'll make sure you get a good deal, and I'll beat those guys' prices. Not only will I beat their prices, you'll have access to me when you need me on the phone to talk to me about this kind of stuff. So if you're buying more than 1,500 ounces of silver, more than 100 ounces of gold, call us anytime at ConciergeBullion.com. And for you folks that aren't buying more than 100 ounces of gold, more than 1,500 ounces of silver, I've got Commercial Ware Coins and Precious Metals, which is a brick and mortar store that's been in South Florida since 1977. Well, no, actually, that's not true. I've been in this location since 1995, with a partner under a different name. I think when we first opened it, it was A1A Coin and Jewelry. But no less, I'm not going to go into the details of the business. I've been in this location and building since 1995. I've been doing this since 1977, when I started working for my best friend and mentor, my father, in 1977 at his store, Florida Currency and Coins. Again, if you live anywhere in South Florida, we're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Can sell you any amount of silver and gold. And if I am here and I'm available, you'll have the same attention that I give my people that are buying large quantities of gold and silver as well. I love you all. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a good evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.